How are you going to feel if Casper goes to 2 cents? Actually, prices are going to keep going down and probably might do into October. We're at a crucial point for crypto as Bitcoin is meeting resistance at $120,000. Why it's important? Because if it fails at this resistance level, it means the rest of crypto will follow and October will probably be delayed. When I said last week, the markets have to convince you that it's all over before going up. Psychological levels, they're there to trap you. The October, as they call it, will begin. Probably, I don't think early October, I think mid to late October. I think everything's a little bit delayed, including alt season. Look, it's as simple as this, right? If you're expecting to make shit tons of money, don't think it's made easy for you in ways you've probably never had it tested before. You'll feel it's a lost cause and it's all over. And there seems to be a lot of people holding a lot of Casper. You could be in for a big shock. I hope it's only a tiny part of your overall portfolio, because if not, you could end up scared witless. It needs to frighten people. So it could get a little bit worse before it gets better. Maybe a lot worse before it gets better. Maybe we might see some alts going as low as they have gone this year. Then I bought Avax and a couple of other things, Link. I rode the price up on those and I was able to take some decent profits, and because I was looking that it's not necessarily going to break through any further, I decided cautiously to trim some profits from other things that I'd bought, Avax being one, Chainlink being another. Alright guys, welcome to my channel. This is Crypto Type, the inflation avoider. Sorry about the sound quality. I am waiting on a upgrade for my iPhone, and at the moment I have knackered headphones, which means no microphone, and it is what it is. I did buy a new pair of headphones and they were utter dog shit, but I'm not spending a fortune on earphones that I'm only going to use for about a week. Anyway, I thought I'd do a video just updating about where we are at the moment with the market and go into why I think I've managed to get a lot of things right, you know, because I did pretty much call what's happened with the market when everybody else were expecting October, and I was more doom and gloom and concerned about what was on the horizon first, and it came down to psychological levels more than anything else. I felt there were a shakeout that was on its way. Other things that are outside are always at play, like Donald Trump, for instance, and I did say that we'd hit levels, quite possibly, that were the same as in July time, when we hit those lows after tariffs again. But what probably was the most surprising bit for me was why it happened, because we all know Donald Trump is going to say things, and it's not the first time he's gone on about tariffs and shocked people with that. And this time around, you'd expect that it wouldn't be quite as dramatic as the first time, because we all know it never quite works out being as bad as he makes it out to be. So what else were at play? And quite rightly, people are suspecting that price manipulation was in there, and people knew in advance, which was pretty much confirmed by the fact we've seen some suspicious activity with shorts, you know, on the markets, and suddenly they were closed as soon as the uptrend started after that flash crash, you know. So it's all a bit suspicious, and yeah, these things, though, you have to bear in mind with any markets. It's not just the crypto market where this happens, it's happened on other markets. So hopefully we will benefit from price manipulation, maybe on the upside. One of the things is, I'll talk about myself, is I talk a lot about psychology, and psychology plays a massive part of why I'm like I am now. In other words, not rich, you know, and recently got into crypto rather than much earlier. And that plays a big part of, and what's happening now as well with my approach to crypto. I mean, I'm calling things right because of
years and years and years. It goes right back to my childhood of being able to have to work out what people are thinking, what the reality is, and having to grow up fast as a child. That was my childhood, was like that. And it's something in adult life then. This is why people, if they've had bad childhoods, often turn into shitty people. But also there's the flip side where then you can take some time and you reflect and you realize actually all this shit that were normalized when I was a kid, it wasn't like that for most people. And that is when you come to the realization, most people, a lot of people, we don't, humans, just the way we are, why people can turn bad is because they don't, they just see something that's normalized and that's just how things are to them, so they never learn any different throughout their life, and that's how they end up staying stuck in the same ruts and repeating the mistakes of their parents and their own mistakes that they make. For some reason, as life progressed, I always had something where I was learning, always learning stuff. It's really hard to put your finger on what, but it's these predictions are things I've been doing all my life about life and everything. What the future's going to look like, and and everything that I've said has been panned out exactly as I've expected it to. And the only difference is I wasn't backing myself, and I was back then in with people who wanted to keep you down. So that's probably why the comment that I got about injective triggered me a little bit and got quite a reaction from me, because it was very typical of those voices of the past, where I try to stand on my own 2 feet and do something, and there's somebody there who's sowing doubt and trying to hold you down and trying to say everything you do is shit, and that then sticks. You have that voice always there automatically. It's always telling you. When I actually do something, that'll be the one time it goes to shit. And coincidentally enough, when the market crashed, it sort of felt like that a little bit for me. It's like, oh yeah, record liquidations, right? I've only been in crypto 6 months. And the moment I do it, that's when everything goes to shit. It's going to nothing. I'm watching these figures go down, and all them voices in my head, me of old, would have believed all that shit. And I'd have probably sold at that point and gone, cut your losses, get out, never doing that again. And then watched everybody else make a load of money on the up and being like, oh, for fuck's sake. See, it's mini, and you take it personally. So then I'd be like, right, yeah, the world's against me still, you know. And because I'd have taken my money out, and I've got no doubts, otherwise I won't be in crypto, that the markets are going to go up. You know, we're going to see really good opportunities here to make a lot of money. So then I'd have taken my money out, and then I'd have seen that happen, and it's like, there you go. But what you learn, what I learn, is the world don't give a fuck about what I'm thinking. It's not there watching me going, right, we're going to wait until he gets involved, and then we're going to send it to shit, and then when he gets out again, then we can kick on normally. That's not how life works, and there is too many people who actually think like that, that do think like that, and this is why when I got the comment about injective, very much in the same tone. Oh, you stupid, you're a noob, you know, what do you know, you fucking idiot. Then all of a sudden, that triggered me. You know, I'm not ashamed to admit it. It triggered me, all them voices from the past. Because to tell you something, those voices from the past, had it not been for me just giving in to them and going along with what they thought was best, I'd have been in a much better position financially than I am now by a long way. Because all of those things that I was doing, it later got revealed that actually, had you just done what you were doing, and some of these good things that happened to the other people and made them successful were actually the things you instigated on your own that led to that happening, but you were told you were really bad for doing it, and they benefited from it. So I've been putting off for a long time getting enough courage to come into crypto, and because I feel it's a future. I feel things like Ethereum, Solana, Bitcoin, and a few others in there as well, with some unknowns, will be one day, and I don't know whether it'll happen in my lifetime, that is the future of finance and trading and things like that. So it's going to have a hell of a lot of use. It's just one day, that's just how things are going to be done. It's the next step. So I'm looking at buying things with that in mind. And the natural ones are Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana from the get-go. So my major focus is on those. My next one, Chainlink. There's others in there that do certain jobs as well, other cryptos. And of course, Casper. Casper, again, no certainties with Casper. It depends on a lot of different things panning out right. Just because it's got a great block DAG technology, yeah, doesn't mean Casper will moon in years to come. But it gives it a solid chance. And that is my speculative bet that in one go could be the life changer. So I need one of them because at my age, I've got to look at how many years I've got left on this mortal coil, as I think I've said before. And Casper is the one that could fast track that, the most likely to. That is how my portfolio is made up. Because long term, they're going to be solid. You know, my tactic isn't just to chase alt season highs or chasing coins that are going to pump. It's more longer term than that, and I don't think chasing coins that are going to pump is a good strategy. I think you end up with the worst of all worlds, and yeah, you might get lucky, and that's why I don't buy meme coins. Never buy meme coins. I'm buying coins that I think have solid projects that have mostly already, have decent use cases and something going for them long term. So the point is, should they fail to pump in alt season, then I'm holding them anyway, and it's no big deal. And that's what even the Alex Beckers of this world, now he can afford now to speculate on other crypto and even memes and stuff like that. The vast majority of his portfolio, he said on a video recently, is in Bitcoin and Ethereum and Solana, because that's where the smart money is going. You know, that's where it is. And if smart money's doing it, then I sure as hell am. Yeah, I just thought I'd share a little bit of my story. You know, it's very complex, but my psychology isn't about, I couldn't tell you really all the technicals and everything like this. I just have ways of sourcing good information from bad information, and I'm very good at it, working out, cutting through the bullshit. And I have my headphones on nearly all the time because I have tinnitus, but that isn't why I actually do it. I don't think I might do. It might be subconscious. Maybe I do it because I have, but I'm always listening to information, always, constantly. When I go to bed, I'm listening to books. You know, I used to read books a lot. I've got lazy. I now listen a lot. I read a lot still in short form, but that's what I've always done. Read. And I listen now a lot because it's just quicker to process that information for me. I'm not getting any younger, and I try to utilise my time. So, because time's really important, so it's like I can't afford to be. I've done this all my life, going in, doing all the technicals and stuff, and you know, with my web development and other technical stuff, I've done that, and it's really time consuming because I always want to do it from scratch, and that's what's taken up a great deal of time when I could have been quickly profiting. To be more direct, it's like I'd spend a hell of a lot of man hours working, and often working for somebody else to benefit from it and not give a shit about, you know, me in the long run. And I was a bit foolish anyway because I was never that asked. And then I'm like, well, I'm just wasting my time doing stuff when I need to be now, especially at this age where your time matters, prioritizing and going, no, I can't do that job. As much as I'd enjoy it, I can't do it. Fuck it off. As much as I want to know this bit of information and get to know everything about this, I simply do not have the time. So now what I do is I make sure that, which is one of my skills anyway, sorting out who are good sources, who are not good sources, what are they strong at, what are they strong at. I don't need to know the ins and outs of it. I just need to know your reputation depends on what you say. And if your reputation depends on what you say, then you're not going to give me deliberate duff information all the time. You're going to want to make sure you're getting hits and it's solid. So all that information comes together, and I'm just good at processing it. That's just something that I've all developed from, like I say, since I was a child. I've had to deal with that because people lie like fuck to me, and so crazy was it that whole realities were built. My childhood is like, I don't know what's real in my childhood and what is just fed bullshit. So I've had to process all that all my life, and it's something I've become very good at, spotting people who are dodgy characters like that. Seconds. I'm good at that. So then I can sort out information and make predictions based off of the information that I'm getting in. I don't need to know the technicals. I can see patterns. I'm very good at spotting patterns. That's one of my strengths. I can see the markets when they're looking really dicey, and that gives me a good indicator of what is on the horizon. It's just something I've developed. It don't mean I'm going to be right all the time. I'm going to be wrong. But one of them things that, relating back to what I said, was I'm still not backing myself enough. I need to back myself more, because if I had backed myself properly, I wouldn't have sold 40% of my Casper. I would have sold a lot, because people who have been watching this will know what I've been saying. I would have sold a lot. I said that I was confident I can get Casper cheaper at any time over the coming months. I said I was confident. I also said that I expected the prices might even get down to the June, July lows when with the markets. That's exactly what happened, and some. So had I just backed myself fully, I'd have sold a lot of my Casper. I'd have had more to throw at it at 2 cents, and a load of other stuff as well. So if I'd have just taken those actions, which I saw coming, I'd have made a killing on Friday. I made a bit, but, and this is part of my little psychology as well. No matter what I do, I'm like, you could have always done more. I'm always shit to myself, looking at myself going, that's why when I hear people, like I said with that comment, it was like, yeah, you're exactly one of them people. And I will prove right instantly, which is great. Got that instant karma kind of thing. Instant by being proved right. Sold my injective, got called a noob and an idiot and whatever, and instantly proved right. And my reasoning behind it was solid anyway. It wasn't. I wasn't selling it because I thought it was shit. I've got a fair part of my mind going, that's got potential to go up to 75, maybe even $100. However, at the moment, it's doing very little for me. It is hogging a big part of my portfolio. I bought it early doors when I started in crypto, and now it's best to just cut my losses a little bit. They want major losses. Sell it because it's just going to go sideways, maybe down a bit more, and get rid of it and put it on something else. And that's precisely what I did. Put it on Solana, put it on BNB, put it on Ethereum, put it on Bitcoin, and a few others as well. I was right to do that, and I was proved right. And the thing is, with people like that as well, if you ever recognise the characters, and perhaps as part of the journey with crypto and explaining the things I do, you'll learn. I'll be able to teach you some of what I know about psychology and what I've learned over the years as well, and how to detect these type of people who don't really have your best interests at heart. Treat them as a guide that if they're saying crap about you and they keep saying you're wrong, probably a good indication you're doing the right thing. The time to get worried is when they go, oh, that's a great idea. Anyway, that's just a little random chat I thought I'd share with you about just where I'm at with crypto and my journey in this. I'm sure more information will come out about who gained out of the crash, and now we just wait to see what the markets do. Maybe it might drop back a little bit more before it goes up, but I'm very confident that at some point we will see some very interesting highs. I've got a feeling this alt season is going to surprise a lot of people, and I think in a good way rather than a bad way. So that's why I'm in this game with some speculative alt season plays, but I've also got my solid workhorses that will be something I'm probably going to hold on to long term rather than sell even at the height of alt season. I haven't made that decision yet. Nothing is set in stone just yet. I'm having to just play things by ear at this moment, and it's always better to be flexible, because if you're flexible, don't get drawn into that thing of I've made this plan so I'm sticking to it. Always be flexible. That's one thing I've learned. It's easy to think, right, I've said I'm going to do this, so I've got to do it exactly how I planned it to begin with. You learn as you go along, you improve as you go along, and it's all about just improving your portfolios as you go along as well. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there, but thank you very much for watching. I hope I haven't bored you too much about my things. Do take a moment to hit the like button, because obviously it all helps with the algorithm, and do, if you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button, and I will catch you later, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye. And looking stretched and go, see, I knew that were going to happen. That'll be an outtake.